morning to all. We discussed the last class or previous class insolation, terrestrial radiation, convection, conduction, heat budget, isotherms, process of heat transfer, the atmosphere. Okay, we discussed the last class. Insolation, insolation, terrestrial radiation, convection, advection, temperature, heat budget and isotherms. Okay. Today we discuss the next part, distribution of factors of distribution temperature. Okay, factors influencing the distribution of temperature. Today we discuss the next part, factors influencing the distribution of temperature. Then 4 factors of influencing the temperature. First one, latitude. Second one, altitude. Third one, nearness of the sea or oceans. The last one, wind. Okay. Factors influencing the temperature. Factors influencing the distribution of temperature. Factors influencing the distribution of temperature. Okay. Today we discuss the new part, factors influencing the distribution of temperature. Then first point, latitude. What means latitude? Latitude lines, longitude lines, the previous knowledge. Recall, remember the previous knowledge. What means latitude lines? Latitude lines is the parallel lines of equator is called latitude lines. Parallel lines of equator is called latitude lines. Okay, clear? Then latitude lines, you know the sunlight is the most intense in the tropical region. Sunlight is the most intense in the tropical region. Okay, what means tropical region? Look at the board. Zero degree latitude lines. Length latitude lines is 0 degree. Equator. Okay, equator. Then 23 of north portion. Tropic of Cancer. Tropic of Cancer. Then 23 and half south. Tropic of Capricorn. Tropic of Capricorn. Okay. 0 degree latitude line is called equator. 0 degree latitude line is called equator. 23 and half north latitude line is called Tropic of Cancer. Then 23 and half south latitude line is called Tropic of Capricorn. It's the previous knowledge. Okay. This area is tropical region. Tropical region. This area is tropical region. This area is tropical region. Then 66 and half south, 66 and half north, 90 degree north, 90 degree south. Okay. Then the sunlight is the most intense in the tropical region. Sunlight is the most intense in the tropical region. This region is the most intense in the tropical region, received more energy as the sunrays are almost vertical rays. Okay. Then this the line is inclination. This line is inclination lines, the vertical lines. Then this area is tropical region. Okay. Now the sunlight is the most intense in the tropical region. The region receives more energy as the sun rays are almost vertical. Okay. Look at the textbook, page number 12. This is the picture. Okay. The angle of the incidence of the sunrise become more inclined on the approaching the pole. The occurs more energy loss. The sun rays have to travel more through the almost owing to the inclination. Okay, this is the picture. How is the sunlight distribution temperature of frigid zone? What means frigid zone? This line is frigid zone. Frigid zone. Very low temperature. Frigid zone, very low temperature. Okay. Then next point, next factors influencing the distribution of temperature, altitude. First one, latitude. Second one, altitude. Second one, altitude. What does mean altitude? You know, altitude means height. Altitude means height. You know, what is the normal lapse rate? What is the structure of atmosphere? Okay, 4 structure in atmosphere: troposphere, stratosphere, mesosphere and thermosphere. Okay, then previous knowledge, recall and remember. Then the temperature in the troposphere is the earth surface sphere, earth surface part. The temperature in the troposphere decreases, not an increase, decreases at the rate of 1 degree Celsius per 165 meter altitude. 1 degree Celsius per 165 meter altitude temperature decreases. 1 degree Celsius per 165 meter per 1 degree Celsius per 165 meter altitude temperature decreases. This is the normal lapse rate. This the process is normal lapse rate. Normal lapse rate. The temperature is comparatively low at the place situated much above the sea level. Okay, this is the altitude. Then next, third point, nearness of the ocean. Nearness of the ocean. Third point, nearness of the ocean. Nearness of the ocean. It means ocean. How many oceans in the world? Okay. Biggest ocean in the world? Okay, Pacific Ocean, Atlantic Ocean, Arctic Ocean, Indian Ocean and Southern Oceans. Okay. Then look at the textbook, page number 13. Examine the table showing the temperature related data some cities in India. Then so many cities, Thiruvananthapuram, Bengaluru, Delhi and Goa. Maximum temperature, minimum temperature, range of temperature. Thiruvananthapuram maximum temperature 33 degrees Celsius. 33 degrees Celsius. Okay, minimum temperature 28 degrees Celsius. 28 degree Celsius, then range of temperature 5 degrees Celsius. Okay, Trivandrum or Thiruvananthapuram. Then Bengaluru, maximum temperature 35 degrees Celsius. Then minimum temperature 23 degree Celsius. Then next range of temperature 12 degree Celsius. Then next Delhi, maximum temperature 38 degrees Celsius, minimum temperature 21 degrees Celsius, then range of temperature 17 degrees Celsius. Then next Goa, 33 degrees Celsius maximum, minimum temperature 27 degrees Celsius, then range of temperature 6 degrees Celsius. Then find out or analyze the table. You can the difference Goa, Delhi, Bengaluru and Trivandrum. Range of temperature Thiruvananthapuram and Goa very decrease, then Bengaluru, Delhi and very high range of temperature. Okay. Then temperature remains moderate at a place close to the sea. Then analyze the table. The temperature remains moderate at a place close to the sea. This because is the heating of land causes wind to blow from sea to land. Wind to blow from sea to land and cooling of land causes wind to blow from land to sea. Land to sea and sea to land. Land breeze and sea breeze. And recall, remember then previous classes. Land breeze and sea breeze. Okay. Then next factor, wind. Okay. Next factor, wind. Look at the textbook. So many collage or news headlines. Read the part. First one, hot wind in Delhi. Many sunburnt. The next, Palakkad burns. Hot wind from Tamil Nadu. The next, cold wind, snowfall in the valley. This is the collage or headlines in the news headlines. Okay. The warm and cold wind, two types of wind. Warm wind, cold wind. Warm and cold winds are respectively rise or lower the temperature of the place through which they passes. Okay. The warm and cold wind, and cold wind can respectively rise and lower the temperature of place through which the passes. Okay. This is the wind factor influencing the factors of distribution temperature. Factors influencing the distribution of temperature. Okay, listen. We discuss the factors influencing the distribution of temperature. Okay, clear? First one, latitude. Second one, altitude. Third one, nearness of the ocean. Then last one, fourth one, wind. Okay. Major 7 latitude lines in the earth. Look at the boards. Which are the major 7 latitude lines in the world? Longest latitude line is called dash. 0 degree latitude line is called equator. Equator. Okay. Then 23.5 north part, 23.5 degrees north, Tropic of Cancer. Tropic of Cancer. Then 23.5 degree south, Tropic of Capricorn. Capricorn. Then 66.5 degree north, Arctic Circle. Arctic Circle. Then 66.5 degree south, Antarctic Circle. Antarctic Circle. 90 degree north, North Pole. North Pole. 90 degree south, South Pole. Okay, these are the 7 major latitude lines in the earth. Okay, clear? 0 degree equator, 23.5 north, Tropic of Cancer, 23.5 south, Tropic of Capricorn, 66.5 north, Arctic Circle, 66.5 south, Antarctic Circle, 90 degree north, North Pole, 90 degree south, South Pole. These are the 7 major latitude lines. Okay. Then next, take your notebook, write down one question. What are the factors influencing the distribution of temperature? Is that question number 1? What are the factors influencing the distribution of temperature? Okay. Then we discuss the next part, global distribution of temperature. Global distribution of temperature. Okay, look at the textbook, page number 14. Global distribution of temperature. Global distribution of temperature. Okay, then analyze the lines. Observe the map or lines. These lines are curved lines. Okay, identify. These lines are, so many lines are curved lines and so many lines are smooth lines. Okay. Then observe, smooth curved lines represent the temperature recorded at the different place throughout the earth's surface. Okay. What are these lines is called? What are these lines is called? Isotherms. Name? Isotherms. Okay, listen. Then we discuss the next part, global distribution of temperature. Global distribution of temperature. Look at the textbook, page number 14. Look at the textbook, page number 14. Okay, this is the global distribution of temperature. Observe, analyze the picture. Analyze the picture. The smooth curved lines represented the temperature recorded at a different place throughout the earth surface. Earth surface. What are these lines is called? What are these lines is called? Isotherms. These lines is called isotherms. Analyze, observe the picture. Then during summer, high temperature prevail over the land compared to the sea, and the during water the condition is reversed. Okay, the bending of isotherms is due to the different heating of land and water. So many lines are bended lines. So many lines are parallel lines. Okay. Then during summer, high temperature prevails over the land compared to the sea. Southern part almost sea. Then during winter the condition is reversed. Okay. The bending of isotherms. So many lines of bended lines. Bending of isotherms is due to the differential heating of land and water. Land, northern hemisphere is the so many land. Then southern hemisphere, very low land. And so many rivers and sea and oceans. Okay. Then isotherms is the southern hemisphere almost parallel. Southern hemisphere is the almost parallel lines and equator parallel lines, and those the northern hemisphere is curved lines. Curved lines. Okay. In the temperature is the atmospheric phenomena like pressure variation, wind, cloud and the precipitation. Okay. Water content in the atmosphere significantly influencing the atmospheric phenomena. Atmospheric phenomena. Okay. Then significantly in the atmospheric phenomena. Look at the box. This part is the northern hemisphere. Okay. This part is the southern hemisphere. Okay. Look at the textbook map. Northern hemisphere line is the curved lines because so many land area. Then southern hemisphere is the lines is parallel lines. Equator parallel lines. Okay. Then the next, okay, clear. Global distribution of temperature. The next part, water in the atmosphere. Water in the atmosphere. Then water in the atmosphere. Okay, water in the atmosphere. What is humidity? What is humidity? Okay, water content in the atmosphere is called humidity. 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 Water content in the atmosphere is called humidity. Okay, water content in the atmosphere. Water content in the atmosphere is called humidity. Okay, is humidity uniform at all places? Yes or no? Is humidity uniform? Humidity uniform at all places? Yes or no? No. Humidity varies not only with the place but also with time, but also with time. Okay. Then next, absolute humidity. Absolute humidity. Next one, absolute humidity. The actual amount of water, present in the atmosphere. Actual amount of water present in the atmosphere is called absolute humidity. The actual amount of water in the present in the atmosphere is called absolute humidity. Okay. Absolute humidity is measured per cubic meter volume of air. Per cubic meter m square per cubic meter volume of air. Absolute humidity is measured per cubic meter volume of air. Limited to the amount of water vapor at the atmosphere can hold at a certain temperature. The atmosphere is fully saturated with water is termed saturation level. Saturated in the water is termed saturation level. Okay. When the atmosphere becomes saturated, condensation begins. Okay. Then water in the atmosphere, humidity. What means humidity? Water content in the atmosphere is called humidity. Then next, absolute humidity. Absolute humidity, the actual amount of water present in the atmosphere is called absolute humidity. Actual amount of water in the present in the atmosphere. Okay. Then next, relative humidity. What means relative humidity? Look at the chart. Then next, relative humidity. The relative humidity is the ratio between the amount of water vapor present in the atmosphere. Water vapor present in the atmosphere is called absolute humidity. Okay. And the total water holding capacity of the atmosphere at a given temperature is called relative humidity. Listen. Relative humidity, the ratio between the amount of water vapor present in the atmosphere, and the total water holding capacity of the atmosphere at a given temperature is called relative humidity. What is humidity? What is absolute humidity and what is relative humidity? Then how is it calculated? Relative humidity is calculated. Relative humidity is equal to absolute humidity divided by total water holding capacity of the atmosphere at the particular atmosphere into 100. Okay. Relative humidity is calculated. How is it calculated? Relative humidity is equal to absolute humidity. What means absolute humidity? The actual amount of the water present in the atmosphere. Actual amount of the water present in the atmosphere is called absolute humidity divided by total water holding capacity of the atmosphere at the particular atmosphere. Into 100. Okay. Relative humidity is measured using the instrument is called relative humidity is measured in the instrument is called wet and dry bulb thermometer. wet and dry bulb thermometer. Wet and dry bulb thermometer. The measure instrument is the instrument of the relative humidities. Wet and dry bulb thermometer. Okay. Okay, listen. Then what is humidity? What is absolute humidity and relative humidity? Take your notebook. Write down some important questions. Question number 1. What is humidity? Okay. What is humidity? Question number 2. What is absolute humidity? What is absolute humidity? Then last question. What is relative humidity? What is relative humidity? How is it calculated? How is it calculated? Okay. Thank you. See the next class.